Let's talk about my 4th grade year at Continua Elementary School, 1982 to 1983. Good God. Gotta tell you some stuff. 1982-83. Back then, music was hot. Music was music. Music was what ruled the music industry, not youthful faces and childish sophomoric dances and lame-ass beats. Music. Real music. 1983. Flashdance. Maniac. Michael Cimbella's She's a Maniac, Maniac, that's for sure. Fuck. She's a Maniac, Maniac at your door. Oh shit. She's a Maniac, Maniac, that. Fuck it, man. Well, I remember my first day, and this is when I used to watch Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon was extremely cool back then. Nickelodeon today fucking sucks. But I remember, you can't do that on television. I remember thinking I was going to go into 4th grade and daydreaming about me impressing them all with my smartness. Thinking of it like that classroom scene in You Can't Do That on Television. Teacher, that was very good. If only I'd have known. Okay, very first day there, we were not going to have orientation. In other words, the first day of school, usually you stayed for half a day and then went home. This is the first time we were not going to have it. So we were going to stay all day long for the first day of school. I didn't like that. Oh well. I remember coming to the classroom, my teacher was Miss Redding. Black woman in her maybe late 30s, early 40s, I don't know. But on one of the bulletins was sign up here for the 4th grade. And we played a game, a fishing game. We fish for fish, out of a box, pick and do whatever it said. And I was assigned, and my turn came, I picked out a worksheet that was hard as hell. I never did it, and of course, anyways, one thing we would do, we started doing, not at the beginning, but as the year progressed, for 1 hour every day, in the middle of the day, we would change classes. The 4th grade graders would change classes. Miss Davis, Miss Redding, and Miss May. And we would change classes for 1 hour to have reading class. Well, I was in the group of kids who went sent to Miss May's class. And on the first day there, she gave us all a piece of paper with an A on it and told us to keep it and to bring it back the next day. The next day we came, I did not bring my bag. I don't know what happened. I've lost it or what. Just forgot to bring it. But anyways, when I told Miss May that, she said, "Come with me." She took me. She seated me in Miss Davis' class, and I was told that's where I was going to start going. Good God. Miss May didn't like me. She did not like me. And quite frankly, I don't care. She was ugly and old back then. She's probably very ugly and very old right now. I saw her not long ago. Damn, she's ugly. Hair, all in, isn't even long. Ugly bitch. But anyways, very quickly in Miss Davis' class, she started making me sit beside her at her desk, in a seat beside her desk, so she could keep an eye on me. Which is really good because once she confiscated the love letter and she was reading it, and I got to turn my eyes and I read as she was reading it. My heart's on fire for Danny Nelson was some of the things I said. Well, anyways, we had a Kaleidoscope book for reading. The name of the book was Kaleidoscope. She passed out. We went and got a book. Each got a book, and I was looking through the book, not paying attention to what was really going on. And in one of the pages, far in the book, there's this story. I was later find out the name of the story was Jack and the Three Sillies, but on the page was a picture of a woman looking, pointing up at the moon in the sky, and a man looking into a pond, freaking out, pointing at the moon in the pond. And someone had taken a pen and drew a little balloon, and put the words from the girl's mouth saying, "Fuck up." You see, back then at that school, 1st through 5th grade, the little kids talked about sex. You should have read some of the shit on the bathroom walls. And I said, "Hey, Miss I'm trying to be a good kid, because it was bad to cuss. It was a sin to cuss." And I'm like, "Miss Davis," I raised my hand. Someone wrote a cuss word in my book. She's like, "Chris, what page are you on?" I'm like, 315. "Well, Chris, we're on page 5. Turn to page 5. So, what I would start doing was as the year progressed on, the underwear I wore were very uncomfortable. They were a size 10. I tried whenever I could, I'd sneak into my brother's drawer and get his size 6 underwear because they felt so much more comfortable. Whenever I had to wear size 10 underwear, I'd put my hands in my pants underneath my jeans to keep my underwear pulled up. Miss May mentioned to Miss Redding she thought I was a sex offender because she thought I was putting my hands there because that's what I was thinking about. Goddamn bitch. Learn the rest of the story, you fucking bitch, before you start hurling your fucking accusations, you fucking bitch. And Miss Redding, she did not like me, I don't think. Or she liked, but when I would always get a piece of paper out, and instead of working, whenever I could, I would draw spaceships, call it ship looks. And that did peeve her. I was more into the Tomorrow people back then. I made my own stuff. Jedikiah. Well, anyways, what I started to do was the graffiti on the writings on the bathroom walls that had been there since I'd been going there in 1st grade, they painted over them. And I did not like that. I thought it was funny going in and reading stuff they wrote. Well, we went to someone had taken a magic marker and drew a big heart with an arrow through it saying, "Pussy loves dick." And then beside it wrote, "I love pussy." Miss Redding sent some of her students down some Ajax to clean it up. I'm thinking, I did not like this. So they had the sayings on, and they painted the other bathroom wall too, on the other end of the school. I did not like this. They were killing the good memories I had when I'd gone there in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade. So what I would do was, they knew to look for a pencil if a student would. So what I would do is I'd break the little point off a pencil, hold it in my hand. Well, anyways, then me and this other student named Michael Hogan, we were the class fuck-ups. Anytime in Miss Redding's class, anytime we had asked to use the bathroom, she'd always send somebody with us to monitor us. But whenever I was in Miss Davis's class, one time she did. Dana, take this soldier to the bathroom. So I was always asking to go use the bathroom in Miss Davis's class. It would get on her nerves. She finally said to the classmate, "Don't y'all get tired of Christians butting in and asking to use the bathroom?" And she'd always let me go. And then there were the special classes, one class where I'd go to take speech therapy or read something like that. And I'd always have my pencil point with me, or a little crayon about this long. And I'd go into the bathroom and I would rewrite what had been up there before they had painted over it. I remember someone put Mrs. Pussy and Mr. Dick, and someone put above the urinals, "Terry don't love him, but," and magic marker, and underneath there and pencil. I need some fucking badly. And there's and then there was sucks in big letters, sucks, and underneath that in very tiny letters, Terry, suck my dick. I can't remember what else was written up there, but this is all in the bathroom at the far end of the school. Now I brought the very same things up there that had been up there, and in one of the stalls on the inside of the door, someone had written.
There was a black ass fucker.
So what's that name? I don't remember the name, but so and so was here, tried their shit, but only farted. I wrote that up there, and then I would do my own stuff. I would draw a picture of Pac-Man with the balloon coming out of his mouth, trying to say every cuss word I could think of. When I had the crayon, I would go into the other bathroom. Now, one time I took a red crayon and on the side of the bathroom wall wrote pussy. That was about this wide, this high. I remember a student going in there singing, and I was in there, and he's like, good gracious, that's 5 feet tall. And then I wrote what the sings in bright red, pussy. But Miss Redden always spoiled it. She would always send somebody down there with the Ajax to get it off, and I'd stew until the next time I got a chance to go down there, and I'd put it up again. One thing I remember in Miss Davis's class, this really peeved her. I like to take a pencil and try to sharpen it as little as I can, so as small as you could, so that all you would see was the eraser, the metal, and the lead. In other words, I was able to sharpen it all the way down to there was no color part of the pencil left. And Miss Davis would be like, Chris, if you don't put that nub up right now, I'm going to take it from you. One time I had 3 of them, she took them out of my hand and showed them to the class. Now class, this is what the kind of pencils that Chris uses to write. And she showed them all to everybody. Once I almost got caught marking in the book. She's like, William, look and see if he's marking in my book. And I'd written, filled the page with stuff I'd seen written on the bathroom wall before. No, but I was trying to erase it. And she saw it and she read, Terry, don't love him, but. Evidently she believed my story because I'd never gotten in trouble for it. And once I was in the bathroom writing, and some student looked in the other stall was looking over the wall at me. You're writing on the wall? That scared the hell out of me. By that time, Mr. Smith came in with his class, and I'm like, he's trying to say I'm writing on the wall, but I'm not. I was really erasing. I took my fingers, started erasing some of the writing someone else had written. He's like, have you got a pencil? I'm like, no. Well, you're good to go. And I'm like, whew. So you see, carrying that little pencil point really did help. Good gracious. Man, there's some more stuff I used to do in that place. Miss Redding, we went on a fit. During this year, I noticed Alicia Hill towards the spring of the year when they coming in from PE. And I developed a mad crush, whatever, on her. Every time I would look at her, I'd get the butterflies. I would always say mean things to her, trying to deny my feelings to me. Eventually, we became friends, and I do not know how this happened, but Miss Redding separated the boys and the girls in the classroom. On this side sat the girls, on this side sat the boys. But somehow, Alicia Hill ended up in the desk beside mine. Somehow. And I loved it that way. Till one day Miss Redding was like, realized the oversight. She's like, Alicia, how'd you get over there? And she's like, you sat me here? She's like, no, move over there with the girls. Man, I felt glum about that. But anyways, man, what else happened? Okay, we had the damn. Once we went on a field trip in spring. This was before me and Alicia Hill became friends. But I was so anxious, eager to go. Even my mom noticed it. She said, Chris, why are you so eager to go? Because, thinking being out there, Alicia Hill out there. Well, we went to probably the state legislature building. And when it was time for lunch, we brought our lunch. I was drinking my Dr. Pepper. Miss Redden took the Dr. Pepper from me because it was time to go, and she poured the Dr. Pepper in the grass. Even Alicia Hillman was telling her, the girls, she didn't think that was fair. Now, Miss Redden, she was always talking about God and how she grew up on the Bible, and once even made some students write some scriptures as punishment. But she did not show love to me. Once she was saying, "Hey class, if Chris wants to borrow a pencil from me, just give it to him. I'll give you another one." Why? And then she and the class in unison said, "Because he put his hands in his pants." On the last day of school, I wanted a sucker, but I was crying. She said, "No, I ain't giving you a sucker, you crying. You're crying, you crybaby." Now, there was some very good times there. We had, every year Miss Redden's class did a play based on North Carolina. And everyone in the class had a part to say. My part was to say this, the old well. The old well was the unofficial symbol of the University of North Carolina and was officially the only source of water for more than a century. Behind the well stands the South Building. That's what I had to say. I said it and I felt so good being in front of all those people. And of course back then I was into the universe. I had a book called Astronomy Today, and that was a good time. Once we were in the dark, it had the light shut off, and we were telling a story, and I was telling a story how when I was 8 years old, I was riding my bicycle, and this guy comes out from the house. "We're a gang." "What's that?" I asked him. "We hurt people." And they let me go, and I was down there again, and I saw the guy carrying an axe, and it scared me, and I ran home behind the houses, and I didn't care about getting stuck in the briars. And the whole class seemed interested, very enamored, interested in my story. Oh yeah, on the first day of school there, I also talked about, we were supposed to write a story about what we did for the summer, where I wrote about how I had caught and held in my hand, I forgot how many, let's say 9, 10 cicadas. And you could tell if they were male or female because if they were male, they'd give up those screaming shrill noises, but females didn't. And Miss Redding and the whole class seemed impressed with that paper. And once she made the comment that I was a class astronomer because I was in a book called Astronomy Today that my mom had bought for me. And of course I made my own things. I like to, in my imagination, I made up, there are 5 universes. You had the antimatter universe, this universe, the blue universe, the red universe, and I forgot what the other universe was. I was into that science fiction stuff, the Tomorrow People, the Revenge of Jedikiah, an episode of the Tomorrow People. And I made my own story based on a conglomeration of all these ideas, and hence I would draw the spaceships, ship looks. And I had my own, in my fantasy, I had this spaceship called the Cute Little Laser Ship that I drove. And in my fantasy world, you could put your hand in fire, but it wouldn't burn you. You could fall from the sky, and it wouldn't kill you. But anyways, there were good times. Though, looking back, those were very happy times. We had the Drop Zone arcade next to Food Town on Heritage Street. I used to love to go there to play the video games. I'm telling you, with all the bad stuff that happened to me back then, I don't care. The times back then were a hell of a lot better than these times are today. People had values, but at the same time they had fun. Girls looked, wow. I miss those days. I wish I could go back. Yeah. Well, that's one thing I did in my reading class. I took a Kaleidoscope book and tore the covers off and was trying to tear as many pages as I can out, starting from the back of the book, throwing them out the window. Well, Miss Davis finally looked out the window and saw what I had done, and she sent me down, made me go down there and pick it up, clean it up, gave me 4 hit licks with the spanking. Yes, I cried. and she made me use that book for the rest of the year. I was so afraid we were going to get to the page. Let's see, my book only had 200-something pages. I had torn out almost a third of the book. I was hoping we would read the stories in class. I was hoping to God, it was in the spring, we would not get past that page where I torn it out. And one thing I had going for me was Miss Davis had us making our book from scratch so we could write our autobiography of our life. And they took that time and they had a blast. Miss Davis once made the comment, "You girls walking around like you having a good old time. We're wasting time on this." And I was thinking, good. The more we waste, the less chance we'll have of getting to that page in my book where I tore them out. Well, I just sat at the front at the desk with Miss Davis and did absolutely nothing. Somebody made my book for me, and I wrote my story the best I can remember. Missing wet in the bed when I was little. But anyways, I remember when I tore down those pages out of the Kaleidoscope book and the cover out, she took me to the principal's office and he made the comment that I might have to pay for them. I was scared. Every day I prayed, "Lord, please don't make me have to pay for those, and please don't let my relatives find out what I did." Real selfish prayer. And well, nothing ever else was said about it. I never had to pay for that book. We never did get we never did get in class where I couldn't follow along because I torn out the pages. I came home that afternoon at the last day of school crying in tears because of misreading. Talked to my dad and grandpa who were painting the house, and they made me feel better. But wow. We had cable TV, Nickelodeon, the Tomorrow People. You can't do that on TV. Good gracious. Such happy times. Why can't it be the same again?
Period is cute. Spinster girl. Hyperspace.